Hello and welcome back to PowerWash Simulator. Welcome back to us cleaning things with high pressure jets of water, because today is normally a day I would be out recording a vlog in the car, driving around with cameras and talking to myself, but it is stormy, it is windy, and it's just kind of unpleasant. It's not rainy, just kind of grey. So I thought we could come to PowerWash Simulator, basically do the same thing, talk about what's going on and clean some stuff. So we'll hit up continue on the career, clean the ancient monument. Ah, interesting. Thanks for coming. We've got a fresh discovery in urgent need of a hose down. We were scouting the area after the recent seismic activity and found this curious hand statue that's never been seen before. Completely unearthed. Well, it has been seen before. Someone made it, but you know what I mean. Unquestionably pre-Columbian, and could be the work of the same civilization as the statues. We won't know for sure until you've worked your magic on it. And thanks again for your help before. We're learning fresh stuff about these people all the time. So yes, on the career we cleaned a statue and now we're cleaning a hand? I mean, it's basically the same thing. We just hose things down with water until they become sparkly and clean. So let's hit start job. I heard a cat. I think I heard a cat. There was definitely cat noise as I loaded in, like a little meow. So there's a running theme in the game. First of all, there's a volcano right over there. So the volcano has covered Muckingham with a lot of dirt. We also, at some point in the career, cleaned this thing. The owners were like, yeah, you can have it if you want. So this RV turns up from time to time. I'm sure at some point we'll go and clean it, because you can do it again in free play. So we have all of our stuff as we're living out here. I wonder how... I thought I heard a cat. Is that just a bird? So the cat is the mayor's cat, and the mayor's cat keeps like disappearing, but you see paw prints everywhere. Can we climb up here? I'm stuck. Yeah, we can. I thought it might be on the roof, but it's not. So yeah, the mayor's cat keeps... Oh, there's vehicles over there. There's actual Wait, what? Okay, I don't think we can go that far in that direction. Oh no, there's an invisible wall right here. Alright, I'm looking around just because I can. Those are vehicles. What is that over there? They're moving. I don't know. Are those cats? I might have to keep an eye on that. Okay, let's go and find the statue. Oh, it's right here. Hand statue. Definitely sounds like a cat somewhere. After you've owned a cat, you definitely get attuned to the sound. Or it could... There's definitely cat noise. I don't think we can... Oh, no. Why would the developers do that? I don't know where it is on this level. There's usually a gnome and a cat. Oh, okay, fine. Tell me that's not the sound of a cat. Where is it? That's just a tumble. Alright, let's go. Let's go. So I've got this, which is the 3-pronged jet washer. Strange how that index finger pointing in the specific spot, don't you think? I don't think we need that. Let's just scroll through. In fact, I've got a bunch of stuff for this, so let's use... This is the Dirt Smasher 9000. Not what I would normally call it if I was just playing with a bunch of people on Discord, but so we're calling it on the video. So we have this obsidian statue. Strange how the index finger is pointing to a specific spot. Nothing in that direction for miles until you hit the coast, in fact. I mean, the marina is there, but it wasn't back in the day. Or back when they built the statue. So yeah, tab brings up all of the dirt. I don't know how long this one's going to be. We got a bunch of other things we can do if that's the case. I was hoping Cat would be here. I don't know. I don't know. So sometimes it just pays to go slowly backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And there's little chinks and cracks and nooks where all the parts join, so Well, we should be able to clean as much as we can from just a single spot, and then you go boop, flash it all up, and then just get the bits that you missed. So, nice. Excellent. One of the more esoteric things that we've been asked to clean, but sure. A giant hand. I mean, we've done a helicopter, and we've done a house on the channel. I mean, we're basically one of those canaries that just kind of, like, there's videos where people put their hand down, and the canary just goes, "Ooh, I will just snuggle into your palm." Alright. You do that, Birdman. You do that. So, yeah, just being in the hand. I guess this would provide shelter if you were lost in the desert. Our splashy boy loses pressure the further out we go. So the different lengths of nozzles mean that if we get too close, we can't spray. But it means that the longer ones give you more pressure further away. So you can stand further away from something and clean it, but you can't get super close. But if you take it all off, then you can get super close and it doesn't matter too much. You also get a slightly larger angle. This is the 15-degree nozzle. I should probably be going slower. So good. What would you be talking about today if you were doing the vlog in the car? Oh, thank you for asking. That is a definite thing that I was going to be doing today, but for reasons. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of writing recently, like short story writing. I did it, I was doing it like a year ago, I guess. A year ago, this time last year, in fact. So, wrote a short story, and then my sister looked at it and went, "That's horrific," which is good because it's a horror short story. I want to write an anthology of horror short stories which are kind of horrific. Yeah, but in a good way. Like in a sort of I don't know if anyone grew up with things like, was it Goosebumps? Not Goosebumps, what was the other one? Are You Afraid of the Dark? That was the one. It used to be on TV. And there'd be a bunch of kids and there'd be like a little campfire that they lit. And then they'd take turns telling scary stories. And then they would like throw a handful of something, like flour or something, into the fire to make it all like flare up as they were telling the stories. Some of the stories were like some of the ways they were filmed. It was a little strange. I think it was of the era. There was another one, like Erie, Indiana. That was another one that was on TV over here. But I do like writing horror, but I don't so much read it myself. Like, if I'm reading something, it's definitely going to be cyberpunk. Like, fully into Neil Stephenson and... oh my god, why can't I remember his name? I want to say Guy Grissom, but that's completely the wrong person. That's a pilot. No, that's Gus Grissom? No, that's... No. What? It'll come back to me. The guy that wrote Neuromancer, William Gibson. As soon as I said it, I was just like, yep, that's the person. So William Gibson wrote some books. He wrote Neuromancer, he wrote Mona Lisa Overdrive, and he wrote Count Zero, which are it's like a non-trilogy of books. You can read them in any order, but I would personally read them in the order that they came out, because it'll make more sense that way. So you have different characters. You may have met some of the characters if you have seen Johnny Mnemonic, the film, because Molly Millions was supposed to be in the film. I suppose it could be pointing to the stars. Oh, alright. I suppose it could be too. So one of the characters in the books is Molly Millions, and she's kind of like a fixer, I guess. Andromeda would have been at that exact spot around 8,000 years ago. Maybe that's it. Oh, I know some facts about Andromeda. That's a galaxy. How much more have we got in here? Quite a bit, actually. We can just get on our belly and scrub around like a little scrubby worm. Just a little scrubby worm. Yes, so... yeah, Molly Millions should have been in Neuromancer, but when... Johnny Mnemonic. She was in Neuromancer, she should have been in Johnny Mnemonic the film. But then when they made the film, they were like, we're going to take your characters and change them. And William Gibson was like, I don't like that. No. Why don't we change that to Jane? You can just have someone called Jane. It's like, oh, alright. So that's what happened. She was not in the film because he didn't want her to be changed. Because she's, like, as characters go, she's quite powerful, but also incredibly vulnerable. Because she was part of, I think, the House of Blue Lights, which, in order to get all her cybernetics, she had to do things, like, not good things. So her character is very interesting, in terms of cyberpunk characters. But, yeah, so I would normally be reading cyberpunk. And Neil Stevenson, he wrote Snow Crash, which it's an interesting novel. I think it sort of gets partway through and then deviates into, if I remember right, it's been a while since I read it, like deviates into like ancient history. It's like, wait a second, you can't read it while like tired. That's where Black Sun comes from, which is, that's a bar in cyberspace, not the symbol, very specifically not the symbol. And it was supposed to be like people were actually building it like as a cyberspace hangout, and then I think Sun Corporation were just like, no, it's too similar, stop that, it's naughty. So they did, they had to do that. I believe it's also like independently quite a naughty symbol. So, but yeah, it's definitely not related. So let's see what we got. There's a few bits here. Okay, so we'll just go around the bottom. I swear I can hear a cat. Like mewling. Once you've had a cat, it's not on the top somewhere, is it? Once you've had a cat, your ears become attuned to like certain noises, certain movements, and certain like mewlings. Because cats get themselves stuck all the time. They'll just hide under things like dressers and sofas and things, and they'll just be like, you just hear like a plaintive mewling. It's like, what is going on? Oh, you're stuck. Alright, so you just free the cat. It's like, what if I wasn't here? What if I was at work or something? And the answer is, they would be there and they would either sort of like struggle free, or they would be there until you got home. I mean, cats are great pets, but at the same time, it's like having a child that not only doesn't grow up, but doesn't really learn. They're just like, I'm going to do this stupid thing, and I'm going to keep doing it. But they do have a few magic features, like cats. Like, you can not know where a cat is. You can be in your apartment or flat or house, and you just be like, I don't know where the cat is. Like, I haven't seen it in a while. I think it might be asleep, like, fully unconscious. And then you open the fridge, and the cat is just there. It's like, well, where did the cat come from? How does it know that I opened the fridge? And if that doesn't work, just get out a piece of cheese. And it's just like, boom, just in the flash, a little bit of smoke. It's just like, whoa, I felt the air move, and suddenly cat. Good. So yeah, writing anything. It's been fun to go back writing. I do have a bit of a problem, like when it comes to writing short stories. I find the actual writing quite good and quite cathartic, and once you're doing it, it's great. I mean, I learned how to write. It's one of those things, like when I was at school, I was told I was no good at it. It's like, you're no good at this, don't do it. Which kind of just spurs you on even more, I guess. But then I went on an Arvin writing course, and they were like, yeah, you're quite good, but here's a bunch of stuff to avoid, like stop using repeated words, and also make your sentences shorter. Like, you're over-describing stuff. You don't need to do that. Like, keep it clean. You have a word count that you really want to get to, and everyone understands that, but also yeah, it's like streamline your writing, because people. I've been in contact with the fire chief. Evacuations are taking place for everyone in Muckingham. Oh, all right. There's been seismic activity. The seismic Oh, where did those things go? I don't know. Blow's fire helicopter is being called in to see if anything can be done to calm Mount Rushless. Be sure to keep. Well, I guess you keep your eye on it. That's the not Mount Rushmore, but Mount Rushless. That's the volcano. So yeah, just making sure that you don't use too many words when you're describing things in a story. And since I'm writing short stories, that's even more of a pressing thing, because I don't have like 80,000 words to describe something in a story. You've got to do it in like something like between 3,000 to 7,000 words for a short story. I think if you hit 20,000 words, you've got a novella. So the difference between a short story and a novella and a novel is 3 to 7,000 is a short story, up to 20,000 is a novella, 20 to 28,000, and then you kind of jump then to get to a novel, which is about 80,000 words. Why? What happens then? It's basically just the length of time it takes to read a book. That defines how what you call the story. So yeah, lovely blue rock. I don't think blue is obsidian. Could be blue elven. Opal? No, not entirely sure. So yeah, horror. What are you doing when it comes to horror? Because some people will just get to the end of the story and just have people ripped to pieces. No, I don't want people ripped to pieces. That's not a very good story. I mean, that would remove agency from your protagonist. If you got to the end of the story and it's just like, and now the protagonist gets turned into red mist. Everyone has to have agency. And I do like it when people have logic as well. Like, here's a bad situation. Here's an antagonist, or here's something that's going to cause problems for your protagonist. So the protagonist is a good guy, and the antagonist is the bad guy. Basically. It could be a person, it could be an environmental thing, it could be a bunch of things. You don't need it to be a person on person. Although, because it's a human reading the story, having human elements and aspects do make it more relatable. So you got your good guy and your bad guy, or your protagonist and your antagonist, and that basically is where you start. And then you've got to come up with a scenario or a situation for them to be in. And it needs to make some sense. Even if it's fantastical fantasy, it needs to make some sense. Like, if you write something and you're just like throwing words at a page, word salad, then people are going to be like, this is a story, but I'm not being entertained. I don't feel like I'm getting anything from this. So what have we got so far? It's a hand! Still don't see cat anywhere. Okay, right, let's get back onto it. I'm just gonna clean it up to the upper surface so then we can just jump on top and then have added. We're at 50%, which is fine. So yeah, situations that, like, the way I like writing horror is write a situation that the reader themselves could imagine themselves being in, but also have that cloak of it's happening to someone else in the story. So if it's too much, you can just be like, yeah, it's actually happening to the other person. But have it so that it's an easily imaginable thing, not just like it took place in space. The trouble with science fiction is that explaining an idea, like a science fiction idea, works for people who really like science fiction. But if you're trying to get that idea across to your mum, she's going to be like, I don't understand this. which is exactly what I've had before. Like, Mum's been like, I think it's a good story, but I just don't understand what cyberpunk is. I'm like, oh, okay. Is it science fiction? Where are the spaceships? It's like, no, well, no, it's not. Like, cyberpunk is science fiction, but it's based on in an alternate reality where, like, the Third World War has happened, and it's all basically the fears of the 80s were realized, and we emerged on the other side as a ultra-capitalist society where cybernetics are now just part of everyday life. People can do things to get money, and that money will be turned into cybernetics, and then you can become a cyborg. And there's such thing as cyberpsychosis, and people go absolutely nuts, so crazy, and yeah, I mean, Cyberpunk 2077 in the game kind of covered a lot of that. Didn't cover it in huge detail. There is so much more out there, but it's essentially a good gateway into cyberpunk for people who have never experienced it before. Based on Telestorian Games' Cyberpunk 2020, which is... oh, here we go. Hey there. Is the marina in your catchment area? My shrimp is caked up to the eyeballs. Oh, alright. It's a boat. It's a boat. I've only just realised there are 6 fingers. What else have we missed? Oh. The fact that it's got webs on the back of the thing. Like, it's a webbed hand. I'm not entirely sure the logic of cleaning a hand that's out in the desert. We'll clean it and then it's going to get dusty again. I don't know. So yeah, cyberpunk. It's interesting, but horror's much more mainstream. Horror, like crime. If you want to write a story, write a crime story. Like, that is the number one thing that people have been and will continue to read. Like, crime podcasts are insane nutso in terms of the number of them in the world. You want a podcast? Well, you're going to have to dig through all the crime ones first, because there are so many crime podcasts out there. It's just like, what's the thing that people love listening to the most? It turns out that they love listening to stories of other people getting absolutely turned into kibble. It's like, oh, but this one was absolutely disgusting. Tell me more. Who are the audience? Mostly ladies. It's like, so when you're writing, you have to know your audience. You have to understand who's going to be reading your works and tune it in accordance with them. So I have tuned the horror specifically for ladies. Now, dudes can read it as well. It doesn't cut anyone else out. But knowing your audience, it's just like, yeah, I have to understand who's going to be reading it. It does mean that if you broach certain subjects and you don't understand them fully, like, I am not a lady, I'm a dude. You could probably tell by my voice. I'm a dude. We just like dude stuff. But it does mean that there are certain subjects that I'm not even going to touch with a barge pole. Other writers would, and I think that would be a mistake. So in horror, I'll go as far as there being like nudity in it, but I won't go as far as being ultra descriptive or using that as a vulnerability. It's like, they had no clothes on. Fine. Why? If there is a logical reason for it, then yes. If there isn't a logical reason for it, then, well, no. Sometimes there has to be, and it has to be one of those things that are kind of done in a sensitive way. So I have some sisters. I got my sisters, and my sisters, a couple of my sisters actually really do like actual proper sisters, not just like, they're my sisters, my friends. No, they're actual like biological sisters. They really do like horror stories. So I have been sort of checking in with them to make sure that what I'm writing is okay. I'm like, I don't want it to be disgusting or weird, but also I kind of want to get weird. Like there are some elements that I really do want to like do, because I want the reader to be uncomfortable. It can't just be an easy read. It's going to be like, and now you're uncomfortable? How do you feel about this? It's like, oh no. And I kind of also don't want it to be super predictable as well. Like, I don't want to try and be super mysterious about how I'm writing. But at the same time, because you can't hide anything from the reader. You can think you can hide something from the reader, but the words are on the page. You can't just be like, and then this thing happened, and I didn't tell you, so it's a mystery. It's like, no, because that's just a terrible way of writing. So, yeah, you got to give the reader everything they need to know, give them everything they should know, and then give them all the little bits that, if they want to know it, then so like I'll add descriptions of environments. I'm writing a story at the moment, and the story, basically the whole thing, takes place in a cottage, and it just mentioned like the age of the cottage. It's an Elizabethan cottage. It's not unusual to do that. If it's a doomsday cottage, it will be a thatched roof in the UK. So in the UK, doomsday cottages, or cottages that are around in the like the tens, so the like anything after 1066, when the Doomsday Book was written, which was a way of chartering everything in the UK. They just did like an inventory of the UK. There are cats! Those are cats! I'm not insane! Yeah, look. Cat. Gnome. There's a gnome. Cat. Gnome. I'm not insane. The cats are all going towards the sea. There's the sea. I knew it. The ginger one. There's like 1, 2, 3. I can just about make like 4 tails out. This is gonna be. I'm playing this in 2K. This is gonna go up on YouTube as a 1080p video. I'm sorry. I don't have a fast enough internet connection to upload at 2K. I wish I did. There's a bundle of cats at the end. I think they should be more stretched out. And the gnome's there. I don't know if I can hit the gnome from here. No. And another cat. So those are all cats. Right, they're not trucks, they're cats. Good. So, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, Doomsday Cottages. So if you read a book and the writer is English and they mention like, oh, it's a Doomsday Cottage, or if it's a thatched cottage, chances are it would have been around in the time of the Norman invasion. Hi Doc, it's Leonard, Cal's dad. Oh, alright. I'm Dr. Dirt, I guess? Dr. Beefy Dirt? Were they going to talk more about it? Or another text message? Oh, we're at 81. The volcano is about to blow sky high, and all that cleaning you did for our bungalow will be for nothing. Yeah. Alright. I mean, if that's the thing they're worried about. The car is still looking good though, and safely parked away in the garage. Oh, okay. I mean, if the volcanoes are about to explode, the garage might go with it? Dunno. So yeah, different eras. So I was looking at something like specific. So it's like Elizabethan is pretty good. So I threw in the fact that cottage is Elizabethan, which, I mean, it's not going to be thatched. It's got a tiled roof. It's like white painted walls, English country garden, lots of plants and things. And then made sure that there were certain descriptions like the plants in the gardens. There's cyclamen, and they were introduced in 1596 in the UK, but they weren't found in the wild until the 1700s. Why is that important? because one of the characters is quite old, and the context clues for their age are in the environmental descriptions. If you want to know that, then that's how you find it out. If you don't, then they're just environmental descriptions, and that's absolutely fine. You don't need to know anything. You don't have to be clever. But yeah, everything is there if people want to piece it together. It's a short story. You've got to be very like efficient with the words and the writing, but at the same time, you can still get a little creative. Where there's little bits of dirt all on the bottom. There we go. I do like it, like when you just swing the nozzle around randomly, and what did we want? Probably this one. As something goes ding, and you get the little serotonin hit of, "Oh, you did a job, well done." So yeah, what about being woke? What? I think that's a good description. What about like understanding how people feel and how they might feel as they're reading? Yeah, that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of ladies in the story, and they have a lot of agency. They probably pass. What's the test? There's like a test where it's like, can a couple of ladies have a discussion in a film without talking about dudes? Bechtel test. I think that's the one. Yeah, I think like at least. No, yeah, the story is definitely past that. Because they've got other things to talk about. They're in a horror story. It's like, we should probably get out of here. Ooh, we should get out of here. Oh, we're going to end up in pieces like a human puzzle. Nah, I also quite like throwing humor in there as well. It has to be humorous. One of my favourite things about writing stories is a description from Quentin Tarantino about Reservoir Dogs. Oops, we fell. About Reservoir Dogs. And it was about the scene where the guy gets his ear cut off. It's like, you need to get the audience on board. You need to have the funny little song and funny little dance. So they play Stuck in the Middle with you, Stealers Wheel. And it's like, you're getting on with... The guy does this little dance, and he's singing along to the song. And you as the audience are like, yeah, this is great. We're also singing along to the song. We're having a little dance. And then the dude cuts the policeman's ear off. And it's just like, oh my god, that's disgusting. But you as the audience are now on board with it. You're complicit because you were laughing along with the bad guy and just being like, yes, he's a funny bad guy. He's doing a dance and a song, and then he just whips the guy's ear off with like a razor blade. And it's like, oh. It makes things more, I don't know, relatable, easy to read, but also kind of gets you on board with things as well. Humor is very important, especially in horror. We've missed so much. Yeah, if you can't write horror without having at least some humor, then you got a problem. We're just on the tippity tap of the index finger. There's nothing to see out there. Nope. What was that? I don't know. We can whip on the long extension. There you go. 98% clean. Ooh. It's one of those games that you can just be like, I kind of need to clean the bathroom, but I also need to clean a statue's hand. Do you need to clean the bathroom? No! Bunged a load of bleach at it yesterday. And disinfectant. And other stuff. This is like, this place needs to be clean. I'm going to be in here. So, there we go. 99%. Oh, we're so close. 99% webbing. So this is definitely a hand with a bunch of... What was that? There's the cats. There they are. Cats. So they're just walking backwards and forward, or walking in a group towards the thing. Alright, we need to work out what we got. Digital... Distel finger phalanges. Distal finger phalanges. Alright. That should now... What the heck? What the heck in heckarino? Is that in the fist? Oh yeah, it is. Kind of in there. Bing! Proximal finger phalanx. Wow, we're learning about human biology. Human biology. Alright, let's whip in this. Oh, there's so much stuff. Oh, 95. Oh, those aren't... That wasn't just one hand. That one finger. That was all of these fingers. Alright, I'm trying to squeeze water in where water... There we go. I think we just need to... Probably get in there. Oh, no. No, that's definitely on the outside. Okay. Bing, bing. I mean, you can see orange every time I tap the button. There's more there. More there? Oh, this is so tricksy. Maybe we should... Yeah, maybe we should be inside. I think it definitely is a... We need to get in the hand. Get in the hand. Get in the hand. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at this. Bing. Alright. Fins, distal finger phalanges, and webbing. Alright. Well, that's going to be this bit. I think we need to go shorter. Stubby gun. Nope. There we go. I can, yeah. I can do the mewling. Cat mewling. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Oh, look at this. So much stuff we actually missed. Mewling. Mewling. Okay. What? Digital finger phalanx. Got it. Well, now when distal finger phalanx. I keep saying digital. I'm not a clever person. There's gonna be some dirt in there, right? Where's the last little bit of dirt? There it is. Fins and webbing. Right. Well, that's webbing. That's webbing. Right. Alright. Don't see anything there. Right. Another cat train in the distance. A little bit there. There we go. And then the fins. Whee! Fin. 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 Fin spine. Fin spine. What? Huh. Weird. Boop. Oh, there's a tiny little fin here. Right. Done! Alright. Well, we can have a little... Can I... Okay. Scoot you away. Yes! It is done, as it was foretold. It's gonna push some stuff off. There we go. Ah. Clean hand. That was a little bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be. But you know what? I tell you what, I'm going to leave it there for the time being. If you like these videos, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe. If you want notifications, dingle the bingle. If you don't want notifications, don't clean the bell. Don't click the bell. And I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time.